In this lesson, we're going to talk about website footprinting. So far, we have discussed footprinting through search engines, web services, emails, and social networking sites. Hereafter, we will discuss website footprinting. An organization's website is the first place to get sensitive information such as name and contact details of the leaders of the organization, upcoming project details, and so on. Browsing the target website will typically provide the following information: software used and its version, where an attacker can easily find the software and version in use on an off the shelf software based website. Operating system used, where usually the operating system in use can be determined. The subdirectories and parameters, where searches can reveal the subdirectories and parameters by making a note of the URLs while browsing the target website. File name, path, database field, and query, where the attacker will often carefully analyze anything after a query that looks like a file name, path, database field name, or query to check whether it offers opportunities for SQL injection. Scripting platform, where with the help of script file name extensions such as PHP, ASP, or JSP, one can easily determine the scripting platform that the target website is using. Also, we can check the technologies used by inspecting the URLs of the target website. One can easily determine the technologies like .NET, PHP, etc. used to build that website. Also, the contact details and CMS details. The contact pages usually offers details such as names, phone numbers, email addresses, and locations of admin or support personnel. An attacker can use these details to perform social engineering attack. CMS softwares allows URL rewriting to disguise the script file name extensions if the attacker is willing to devote additional effort towards determining the scripting platform. So we talk about the theory here. Now we will go towards the practicals. So we will spawn our Kali machine and then open up a browser which has a website like this. So here in our case, we are going to use the maxoffi.com website, and also make sure to have the Burp tool open. Burp is an integrated platform for performing security testing of web applications. Its various tools work together to support the entire testing process from initial mapping and analysis of an application's attack surface to finding and exploiting security vulnerabilities. So for this demonstration, I'm going to use this tool where I'll be using it as a proxy, and for that I will be going towards my Foxy proxy and enable the Burp proxy from here. Then I will click on intercept is on button and then we'll refresh the page. Now you can see that we get a request over here. We can see the request body and we will right click, see the options we can do. We can send it to repeater. From there we can see the source code of the web page from the response as well, and we can just forward it. Now on the target you can see that we have the maxoffi.com website where you can right click on it, add to scope, and then click on yes, and then click on finding items, and there is a filter which you can set as to show only in scope items. So click on it and you will see that we have maxoffi.com over here. On the right side of the tab you can see the pages of this website which you can crawl through one by one. So Burpsuit is an excellent tool for website crawling and spidering. All these websites you see automatically over here, and the files are happening through the web spidering of this Burpsuit tool, which automatically spiders the website and give you the contents like you can see over here. If you click over here on this part, you can see the files and the CSS files and the JavaScript files as well in a systematic order. This tool comes in very handy in performing the web application scanning and spidering. We can see that the live web capturing of the crawling is happening as clicking on the dashboard. You can see that capturing is enabled and the live passive crawl from proxy is happening. Now the next thing which we are going to do is extracting website information from archive.org. Archive is an Internet Archive Wayback Machine that explores archive versions of websites. Such exploration allows an attacker to gather information on an organization's web pages since its creation. As the website https web.archive.org leads to the place where you can test this functionality, and it keeps the track of web pages from the time of their creation. An attacker can retrieve even information removed from the target website, such as web pages, audio files, video files, images, text, and software programs. Attacker use this information to perform phishing and other types of web application attacks on the target organization. So let's search for mcsofie.com. We're going to put the website www.mcsofie.com and press enter. You can see the results saying it was saved 91 times between March 10, 2014 and November 1, 2020. So if we just click on on 2015 tab over here, and we can see these blue color highlights over some dates. Click on the snapshot, wait for the page to load, and we can see the 2015 version of the website being loaded. We can confirm that this is not the current version by just going onto the website quick. You can see the current version of the website looks something different, and the 2015 version is different. So this is also something very important which we have to keep in our website footprinting. Now we are gonna gather word list from a target website. For that, we will use a tool named Sql, which spells like CEWL. And if we just press enter, we can see that we can have a missing argument which we can get from CEWL --help. And we can see we have various options. We can use the -w to write the results to a file. We can also specify -e to specify to include the email addresses on the results. So let's try it on our mcsofie.com website. So the command will be cewl -w word.txt and the website www.mcsofie.com and press enter. Okay, our scanning is finished and we can just check the file cat word.txt, and we can see that we have a lot of words over here. So the words available on target website may reveal critical information that helps attackers to perform further exploration. Attackers gather a list of email addresses related to the target organization using various search engines, social networking sites, web spidering tools, etc. After obtaining these email addresses, an attacker can gather a list of word lists available on the target website. This information helps the attacker to perform brute force attacks on the target organization. We can even use the -e, as I told before, to specify the email address as well. So we will do -e and then we'll specify www.mcsofie.com. This time we aren't outputting it into a file. So our result is over. We can see the words as well as the email addresses which were found on the target website. Now finally, we are gonna come towards extracting metadata of public documents. So for this, we are gonna use a tool named as metagoofil. Using this command without an argument, we can see the usage as -d to specify the domain, and we can see that the following arguments are required. We need to specify -t as well, where we specify the file types. So let's try this on mcsofie.com domain. So the command will look like something metagoofil -d mcsofie.com -t pdf doc xls ppt pptx, as we need to find these files on the domain, and -w to output or save the file which we get from metagoofil. For example, if we find PDF files, so it will be saving it on our current directory. So we press enter, and then it will be searching for PDF files first, as we stated PDF files over here. and it will be waiting for 30 seconds between the searches. We can see that it already found 3 PDF files already. So we let the search to finish. So the search is finally completed, and we can see that we only got 3 PDF files which were stored on our current directory, as you can see over here. Now we can use another tool as named as EXIF tool, which is used to perform or to get the EXIF data from the files. For example, we are going to see EXIF data of this file. And if we just see the data, we can see we get a lot of information. For example, the creation tool of this PDF and the history changed, the manifest link form, and many more. So metadata extraction tools such as MetaGofill, EXIF tool, etc. automatically extract critical information that includes the usernames of clients, operating systems, email addresses, list of softwares used, list of servers, document, date creation, modification, and authors of the website. So these all come very handy during our website footprinting. Thanks for joining with us.